Something very big is being discussed quietly in the Arctic, and nobody's talking about it openly. Not a military base, not a missile site, but a proposed city designed around artificial intelligence, energy, data, and minerals, sitting in one of the most strategically sensitive pieces of land on Earth. It's being referred to as Freedom City, because freedom sells. And whether it ever gets built or not, the idea behind it helps explain why Greenland has suddenly become a geopolitical pressure point. I dropped everything. I heard about this. Somebody in the comments sent this to me today. I didn't know about it. Thank you so much for sending this to me. First thing I did is I went to take a look. Is this legit? Is this not legit? It doesn't make sense. But yeah, it is legit. So I dropped everything. I'm probably not going to be able to go take care of the snowstorm outside. I'm going to have to send my wife. I do what I do for you kids. But I'm dedicated. This is North MAGA. I'm your host, Pierre Shields. Let's dive in. What is Freedom City? Freedom City is being described as a next-generation, purpose-built settlement for roughly 10,000 people. Pretty sure I'm not part of that 10,000 people. I'm on a list someplace, but not that one. Not a traditional city, but an infrastructure hub designed from the ground up for AI-era requirements. Massive computing capacity, ultra-secure data handling, autonomous systems, and long-term energy independence. The proposal centers on large-scale AI server infrastructure, powered primarily by geothermal energy, taking advantage of Greenland's unique geology and climate. Cold temperatures reduce cooling costs, stable geology enables long life facilities, and distance from dense population centers lowers physical risk. From a pure engineering standpoint, Greenland checks all the boxes. So does Canada, really. So is this interesting? I don't know. Why AI infrastructure changes everything. AI isn't just software, it's physical. It lives in data centers, power plants, fiber routes, satellite links, and supply chains. Whoever controls where large-scale AI computation happens controls latency, resilience, and critically, who can keep operating when systems are stressed or disrupted. That's where Freedom City becomes more than a city. In theory, it could function as a hardened AI backbone node, one capable of supporting dense systems, satellite coordination, intelligence fusion, logistics optimization, and autonomous decision support at scale. In other words, not fighting wars directly, but enabling those who do. Oh, pulling the strings again. Satellites, shields, and strategic networks. Shields. The concept reportedly includes tight integration with secure satellite constellations and missile defense-style sensors networks. If you're running AI models that depend on space-based inputs, early warning, tracking, communications, and coordination, you want low latency, secure, and politically reliable infrastructure. From that perspective, a neutral but aligned Arctic location becomes extremely attractive. It sits between North America and Europe, it has direct access to polar satellite orbits, and it exists outside the legal and political complexity of dense continental infrastructure. That combination is rare. Yeah, outside the law, huh? Outside the law. The mineral dimension. Then there's the part that gets far less attention. AI-driven mineral prospecting. Greenland is believed to contain significant deposits of rare earths and critical minerals essential for semiconductors, batteries, sensors, and advanced electronics. AI-assisted geological modeling could dramatically accelerate discovery and extraction. If you combine compute, energy, and minerals in one jurisdiction, you're no longer just hosting servers. You're compressing the entire future tech supply chain into a single strategic space. That alone would be enough to draw attention. So why is everybody suddenly fighting over Greenland? Because in the 20th century, power was about territory and troops. In the 21st century, power is about compute, energy, data, and control choke points. Freedom City, whether it becomes real, scaled down, delayed, or reshaped, represents that shift perfectly. It symbolizes the idea that major conflicts won't be run only from capitals or command bunkers, but from data infrastructure that must survive cyber attack, political pressure, and physical disruption. If Europe were ever to face a prolonged high-intensity technological confrontation, whoever controls resilient AI infrastructure could shape outcomes without firing a single shot. Hi, it's future me from the editing side of things. I'm terrible at this YouTube stuff. I'm such a noob. I forgot to mention, as I usually do, if you like this, please subscribe and like the video. Sharing it also helps a lot because, as you know, the algorithm hates me. Also, shop our merch store. There'll be descriptions down below. I don't have my cup here. Dang. And also, if you want to buy me a coffee in the super thanks, thank you so much. Don't forget comments, comments, comments. I love reading your comments. Thank you so much. All the encouragement, absolutely fantastic. You guys are great. You guys, you gentlemen and ladies are just great. Thank you. What this means for Canada and the Arctic. For Canada, this isn't a distant issue. Greenland sits inside our strategic neighborhood. Arctic routes, NORAD, satellite coverage, undersea cables, and energy security all intersect here. Any major AI or defense adjacent infrastructure built in Greenland automatically affects Canadian sovereignty calculations, whether we acknowledge it or not. This isn't about paranoia. It's about recognizing that the Arctic is no longer a buffer. It's becoming the nervous system of modern power. Conclusion. Freedom City may never exist exactly as described, but the fact that ideas like this are being seriously discussed tells us everything we need to know. Greenland isn't being fought over because of symbolism. It's being fought over because the future of warfare, industry, and power runs through places like this. And if countries don't start thinking in those terms now, they won't get to decide later. What's interesting also is Jeff Bezos was talking about putting servers in space for a while because of the cold environment and stability and so on. Greenland sounds like a much cheaper alternative. Again, maybe Canada should be listening as well. I'm not sure I'd call it Freedom City though. So if you value clear-eyed analysis of Canada's strategic environment without hype or slogans, sometimes hype, sometimes slogans, subscribe, share, and keep the conversation going. The Arctic isn't the edge of the map anymore. It's the center. Thanks for spending time with me. This has been North Omega. I'm your host, Pierre Shields. Go play outside. Good puppy. Good puppy.